This video is sponsored by Boutique Amps Distribution. Hi there, Perfecto Castro here and welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. I am on my way to Fantasy Springs Casino in Indio, California. My band Rock Stallion is playing the Rockyard, which is a very nice and fun gig to do. I'm going to be using a very special amp tonight. The brand new Soldano SLO Mini just came out, and I have my hands on one of the early releases. So what I'm going to do is I will use it at tonight's gig. I will take you to the venue. I'll show you some clips of it in action. Let's see how it sounds. And yeah, it'll be a fun time. So I'm gonna go back to driving while you guys watch this unboxing clip, and I'll tell you all about the specs of the Soldano SLO Mini. Here we go. The Soldano Mini Super Lead Overdrive takes on the same form and footprint as the other offerings in the mini amp range. Just like the Diesel VH Micro that I made a video of September of 2021. And to check out the entire range, you can go to their website, miniamp.com. Okay, so here's the SLO Mini inside its handsome box with the unmistakable Soldano branding. On one side, you can read about all the specs as well as take a sneak peek of what the SLO Mini looks like. And on the other side of the box, you see Mike Soldano looking like the tone authority that he is. Okay, opening the box, the first thing you see is the power supply. It supplies 24 volts power, pretty much just like a laptop adapter, and it can handle anywhere from 100 volts to 240 volts input. That way, you can tour with the SLO Mini anywhere in the world and not worry about blowing it up. Out comes the amp. It is nicely packaged, and it is also wrapped in plastic to keep it safe from any moisture. Looking at the SLO Mini from the front, it looks very cute, but at the same time, it also looks like it means business. This is designed after the crunch/overdrive channel of the Soldano SLO. So from left to right, you get the master volume knob, and that is followed by the EQ section, which has presence, treble, middle, and bass, and finally the last knob is your gain control. The mini switch beside the power controls the bass response, so you can choose between normal and deep, and the other mini switch toggles between crunch mode and overdrive mode, and that shifts the gain voicing. The back panel of the Mini SLO gives you the serial effects loop as well as your speaker outs. Now, you should only use either 8 or 16 ohm rated speaker cabinets. At 16 ohms, you get all the fully advertised 30 watts. And if you plug it into an 8 ohm cabinet, you get slightly more. It is not advised to plug it into a 4 ohm cabinet. Now, the only other stuff left in the box is the user manual and a one-page user guide. Now, before we cut back to sound check, here is a quick jam track that I recorded with the Soldano Mini SLO as soon as I took it out of the box. Here we go. Okay, here we are back at sound check. The Rockyard has an outdoor stage, so we can get away with a much higher volume level than if we were to play indoors at a club or something. I had the Soldano SLO Mini plugged into my Victory 1x12, which is an open back cab and loaded with a single 16 ohm Celestron V30 speaker. I had the SLO Mini's master volume set at around 7 and it is plenty loud, as you will hear when I blast out these first chords during sound check. This day was very hot. It was 102 degrees. So stuff were overheating. That's why I have my pedal board covered up with, with my guitar case right there. However, equally hot were the tones being put out by the Soldano SLO Mini. I mean, look at it being all cute against the backdrop of the other band's amps. By the way, you will be hearing raw camera audio on all the live clips instead of audio recorded from the mixing desk. This way, you can hear for yourself how well the SLO Mini hangs volume-wise with the live drums and all the other instruments. Okay, that's enough of sound check. Let's head back into the studio and I will give you a closer look into the rig that I used for this show. Okay, we're back here in my studio and I will give you a closer look at the rig that I used for the show, involving the SLO Mini from Soldano. Okay, so I have it plugged into an X-Track isolation cab. These mini amps sound best when they're actually plugged into a real cabinet or real speaker, as opposed to an IR loading device like the Two Notes Capture X. That was my experience with the SLO Mini, and it's pretty much the same with the SLO Mini. And this is how that sounds. Okay, a lot of fun. Okay, here's a close-up of the Soldano SLO Mini's face. As you can see from the knobs, I have them set within the 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock range. And that's what I really like about this amp. You don't have to go into extreme settings to get a great sound. Okay, from the X-Track, I'm going XLR out straight into Logic. Now moving on to the pedal board, the first pedal is a hot tone Vow press. This is a 2-in-1 pedal, wah/volume, and that then goes into the Eventide micro pitch pedal, which I use for modulation. Now, even though this is a very small board, I have it set up for cable method. So the output of the micro pitch goes back to the input of the SLO Mini. And then the SLO Mini send goes back out and plugs into the Sus Mariosep, the pedal from RJ Ronquillo and Mythos pedals. Now, this pedal is designed to go in front of a clean amp, and that way you have your boost, your drive, and your echo. But in this case, I have it in the effects loop, and I'm only using the boost circuit. The boost circuit is really cool because once you engage it, it cleans up the low end and gives you enough presence and bite to cut through the mix. And on top of that, I have the boost slider all the way down. This is enough volume jump for my solos to cut through. Okay, so from here, if I go into a solo, I also use the echo section, which is set longer than a slapback, but not a full-blown delay. This just fills out the space in between the notes without interfering with whatever I'm playing. Now, the last pedal in the chain is my Eventide H9 harmonizer. And I have it set to the mod echo verb algorithm. The right switch is assigned to tap tempo. And the left switch is the hot switch to turn the delay on and off. Now, on its own, it sounds like the tone is really wet, but during the gig, I actually found myself wishing I put the preset mix a little higher. Because in that outdoor stage, you need things to be a little wetter. Now you may be wondering what I'm going to do for my clean sound, and that's where the hot tone valve press pedal comes in. In the toe up position, I have the minimum volume set so that the input signal is reduced just enough to lower the gain of the SLO Mini, giving me a cleanish tone. Well, clean enough for rock and roll. And if I need to clean it up some more, I just go into the split coils. Now, this is great because in this setup, I can use the valve press as my gain control. So I can go from, clean enough for rock and roll to crunchy to my lead sound. And boost that with the Susmariose. Oh, we need some wetness. On the SLO Mini, I have the deep switch engaged, even though I have the bass knob turned to 11 o'clock. This just tightens up the bass without getting it to sound thin. And for the second half of the show, I engaged the overdrive switch to get a little more gain for the 80s repertoire. Okay, let's go back to the gig, and here are some actual clips from the show itself. Okay, so there is no doubt that this cute little fire-breathing monster can handle a live gigging situation. So who is it for? If you like the Soldano tone, but don't like to play through digital amp modelers and such, then, this can be for you. Like I mentioned earlier, this sounds best through an actual cabinet. So if you have a small 1x12 that you can keep by your area and plug this in and mic it up, or just enjoy the tones raw like that, then this is a very good option. For gigging musicians, well, if space is a premium, then this can work. Any smaller venue, this can work. If you're going to be mic'd in, this can work. If you want it louder, you can plug it into an 8 ohm cabinet, and that will roughly add 3/4 more wattage to the amp. And having the effects loop makes it much more versatile. So I've used it with a basic pedal board, but if you hook it up for cable method to, let's say, a multi-effects amp modeling processor type thingy, then you can switch the SLO Mini preamp and swap it with other amp models, like let's say a Fenderish or a Voxy type clean sound, and you get more mileage that way. Now, even though these mini amps sound really good, they're still not a substitute for the full-blown SLO 100 or SLO 30. I mean, just the price difference alone and the components differences and all that. So this is meant to give you a taste of the Soldano tone without breaking the bank and without resorting to any digital tomfoolery or fakeness. And of course, with its size, you can just toss this into your luggage or your backpack and do fly gigs with it. Just request for a cabinet on your tech rider. This way you bring your tone along with you. Okay, there you have it. That is the brand new Soldano SLO Mini as used in a live gigging situation. Big thanks to Boutique Amps Distribution and miniamps.com for involving me in this product launch and for sending me my very own SLO Mini to play with. I will have a lot of fun with this cute little thing. Now, if you want to get your very own Soldano SLO Mini, please buy them from my affiliate links in the video description. Buying from these links are of no extra cost to you, and the small commission that I get helps me keep making these videos for everybody to enjoy. If you dug this video, please give it a thumbs up like, hit subscribe if you haven't yet, and don't forget to ring that bell. And let me know what you think of the Soldano SLO Mini in the comments. Now click on an end card to go watch my Diesel Mini demo, or you can go grab your guitar and play something. You all know the drill? Practice makes perfecto. Cheers, guys.